Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone.
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to shoot you, make sure that you leave them leaking. He said,
I'ma hold you down when problems pop up.
how you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said,
Don't you want the Benz vertible with the top cup?
Yeah.
Stop bitching, get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's guap up. I know you know Ron.
who the plug from by the block up?
I'll tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly and Texas. Trips to the Bahamas, just got a whip for his mama. He fucking up them commas, be honest, he seeing decent dope.
I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kinda slow. I asked him why the struggle. He got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble.
He got a house and mama is living good.
Said the feds took it all. He right back in the hood. I see you try to play me. You gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars wanna amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me.
I guarantee that you gon' regret it. Remember I said it.
Nah, you could dead it.
What you saying? I can't win?
Nah, devil, nice try. So until we meet again,
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of ours and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we riot, they send the military in armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die a martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And your honor, why you gave our homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's trife, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ask Trayvon, Mike Brown, Akai Gurley, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Alton Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil and said, I pray you die, every devil.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above, but they really isn't have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that P-talk. Everybody ain't with all that let bygone be. Boy, ass need to stop and ask you to prop. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I tell you once, won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole because of the COVID. It feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Know that it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and no, boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to wrong with step. I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent. I got it. Let's go. Let's go. I ain't taking no loss. Ain't no token when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slate. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high. Got your baby pass through the fire. Ask you the prophets. That baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop and ask you the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
Booking.com as Stacey.
Fuck wrong with you, boy? You know what time it is, nigga. Now watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my shit. Yeah. I'm in yo. Got my nigga Ramon with me. But that was my niggas to the beat. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding general, your honor. That for my niggas to the be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, thank you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? On road with it. my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For I take your life or let you take mine. That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, the shit got me feeling plain. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complex. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Hey, Shalom, y'all about Shimmy Rashad, Brother Thug, y'all Shimmy Thumb by Shimmy Rashad. Priest notes on the Wonga Bar, Tuesday night Brotherhood class, ISUPK, under Command Jim Hunter since 1969. We've been teaching the truth that Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians is the chosen people of God. You feel me? And the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Yeah, let's clap that up. What's going on with y'all?
Yeah.
What's going on? And we in here again before the Passover come up. You feel me? Passover right around the corner. Yeah, but if I may, so yeah, tonight's class is basically the Bible came before science. So why are they just not catching up? You feel me? Because a lot of people still believe, and they on the fence about joining the truth, is because they don't believe the Bible is authorized by the Most High. You know, they think it's man-made. But the crazy part about it is they think it's the white man that made it.
Right.
I say, so you think the white man is that poetic? You feel me? You think the white man is that poetic to where he can come up with this? I don't believe it. You know, that right there would have made me not believe that. But you know, some people is a little more hard-headed. You go ahead.
Hey, so like yourself, if I could, if that was a white man's book, I'm just gonna say they forgot to take a lot of stuff out. If it was,
damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody know that ancient Egyptians was black, but want to say Moses is white, but Moses hid in Egypt.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Now make that make sense.
Mm-hmm.
The depiction of Christ in the Bible is of a black man.
Yeah.
But they show us the white image. They forgot to take a lot of stuff out if that was the white man's book. So like it.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget the one about when they said Paul was an Egyptian.
Oh yeah, you're right. Paul was an Egyptian. Like we all know,
Egyptian. Real talk.
We all know the Egyptians was all black people. Every black person knows that they want to claim ancient Egypt, and want to say the Bible is a white man's book, but yet all these people was in Egypt. They sold the brother Joseph was so was it Joseph or Joshua? It was sold to the Egyptians. Joseph was sold to the Egyptians and lived as an Egyptian.
Yeah.
They and his brothers didn't even know who he was when he came back.
That's one of my favorite color scriptures. I use that as a color scripture.
Like,
come on, man. They didn't know who Joseph was with the.
They didn't know who he was
with the Egyptians, and it was the ancient Egyptians too. For people that say like, "Oh no, it was the Greeks conquered it." Nah, that's not back then.
Right.
Joseph was in there. Hell no.
Facts.
But if I could, let's go ahead. Let's jump into the scriptures. Let's go. Let's start off with Isaiah 34 and 16, if I could.
Concept.
And then I got some slides I'm gonna play. Well, not play, but I'm gonna pull up later on. But I'm gonna read those because they might be too small anyway for a brother to read it. But we'll start off with like 3 scriptures just to get into the top.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Right. See, and that's the thing. You feel me? That's the thing people don't want to do because of arrogancy. You know, thinking they know it all, thinking they got all the answers. When we looking for answers, that's what we supposed to do. We supposed to run to the Bible for the answer. You know, and that's why it's good to have, you know, men above you, because you might not know everything. You know, there's a lot of scriptures in there. You feel me? It's some scriptures in there you will read 1,000 times, and then when it's time to pull it, you forgot all about it. You feel me? It's because it's so much motion going on inside of the Bible. The river from the Old all the way to the New Testament, you feel me, is just marvelous. You feel me? And it's just so poetic, and people have now downplayed it. You know, when we supposed to seek out the book of the Lord, that's what we supposed to do when we got problems, or when we just anything, counsel. You feel me? You got good stuff going on. You feel me? How to handle it, death. I mean, we can go to the Bible for so many different aspects of life, good, bad, just random stuff. It's all there. You feel me? But we turned it into just a feel-good book and like a bedtime story.
No one of these shall fail.
Right, and that's the thing. None of these shall fail. Everything that's in the Bible is gonna come to pass. You feel me? If a scripture get pulled and you hear it, it's either finna happen or it already did. You feel me? Because this is nothing but wisdom. It's all orchestrated by the Lord, you know, through his priests and prophets.
None shall want her mate.
Right. It'll never be a book that can compare to the Bible. You know, they got the Book of the Dead, they got the New King James Version, all that goofy stuff. You feel me? They got all kind of books, you know, Josephus. I mean, like I said, it's books that can prove what we saying, but it's still not her mate. You know, like we got Josephus to prove our point with certain topics. You know, we got the Babylon, the Timbuktu to prove our point, but all that stuff ain't facts. You know, and that's what history books is for. You feel me? It's to prove our point. You know, because it'll line up with the history and the timeline of whatever scriptures of the time we was reading. But it's still not a mate. You still can't go to those books for wisdom, which is what you need to survive, is wisdom. You feel me? And that's what we're supposed to go to, the book of the Lord, which is the Bible, scriptures.
From my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
Right. See, my mouth have commanded, but the spirit, see, this is the Lord's spirit. What we reading in the Bible is not man-made, it's the Lord's spirit. You know? Yeah, men, flesh and blood, they wrote it, but it's the Lord's spirit. You feel me? All this stuff is the spirit of the Lord. This is the closest you're gonna get. You feel me? To sitting down talking with God. That's the closest you're gonna get. The closest you're gonna get to sitting down talking with God is finding somebody that know the Bible and having them teach it to you. And that's only in ISUPK under Commander Johanna. But the people in the world, of course, have not been getting taught the Bible right at all. So they, like I said, they done away with it. It's just like a feel-good story. Real talk. You go ahead to 17.
Verse 17. And he hath cast a lot for them, and his hand had divided it unto them by line.
Right. Now, if you read up on down, this is, I know y'all familiar with the book of Obadiah, right? No, y'all is. Y'all priests and officers. I know it. I'm just asking.
One of my favorite books.
Right. I'm just asking just to ask. Basically, like that was kind of a rhetorical question. My fault. My fault. I know y'all know about Obadiah, but that's, if y'all read this chapter, it's the same thing. He breaking down what's about to happen to Esau. You hear me? The destruction of Esau. And then the funny thing about it is this was even before the Greek and Roman Empire. This was before Greek, Rome, and America that Isaiah, Obadiah, Ezekiel, they all prophesied that Esau was going to be destroyed and become nothing. Because the Lord, he just always hated Esau from the jump. He knew what Esau was capable of if he got a little bit of power. Real talk. And what he's saying when he say he have divided them by line is the same way when he said he set the bounds by the children of Israel. Everybody got their portion based off once us getting our good portion. He basically said he's dividing they portion up. They land is being divided up, but it's not being divided up for good.
They shall possess it forever. From generation to generation shall they dwell there within.
Right, and that's talking about the destruction of their land and how scavengers, you feel me? Scavengers is gonna take hold of their land because their land gonna be destroyed. You feel me? But it's funny how throughout this whole chapter, the whole point was to go to the book of the law. And right now we having problems with Esau once again. And how do we get the answer? By going to the book of the law. And then when we go to the book of the law, we find out that Esau was going to be destroyed. Right. You feel me? That the Lord said he's going to divide their land up because they're going to be desolate forever. You feel me? They went into everybody's land and took it because they had none. They was living in the caves. You feel me? They had to live in the caves and eat out of skulls. And that's where they get all that damn incest and all that stuff from living up there in them damn mountains. Feel me? And how will we know this about Esau? We wouldn't know other than going to the book of the law. We went to the book of the law. We found out Esau is somebody that the Lord hates. And then we find out who fits those characteristics today. And then we find out it's a so-called white man. So that's more proof right there that this Bible ain't man-made. You feel me? That's proof right there that it's not man-made because it prophesied about Esau and how he was going to be a vile, disgusting creature. He was going to be a race of people that nobody would ever like. Nobody would ever like. Nobody would ever want here if they can have the option to choose. Real talk. I say you could drop that. And let's go to going into the Apocrypha Ecclesiasticus 39:1.
Okay.
Yeah, I do advise y'all if y'all ever get some time, just go ahead to that chapter, read that from the top. You will find a lot of precepts about Esau, a lot of Esau precepts in that one.
Okay.
Just to cut them up. You feel me? For people that talking about Esau ain't the white man. Yeah, all right, read that. You will see. I don't know who else that could be talking about in that chapter. Real talk.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of the ancient.
Right. And that's what we're supposed to do. You feel me? When you give your mind to the law of the Most High, which is more proof the law is never done away with, it'll never be done away with. That's the only way you could serve the Most High. It's no other way to serve the Most High other than by keeping the law. Otherwise, you're just doing whatever you want and just got them on your mind. You just got them on your thoughts as you sin. You feel me? But you gotta keep the law. That's the whole point. That's how you follow the Most High. You feel me? And we're supposed to be meditating in these scriptures, you know, in these scriptures that they talking about is man-made by some white dude. You feel me? But then they believe that a white man was created in the lab by a big head man named Yakub. Fucking tribe of Shabazz. Dumbass out of here, man. What the hell is going on here? You want to come up with the Bible is meant, man. All right. Look, y'all go ahead and believe whatever y'all want to believe. We're going to believe this right here. Because y'all is tripping. You feel me? But we supposed to seek out the wisdom of the ancient. You know, who was the ancient? Them our forefathers. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, 12 tribes of Israel. King David, the prophets. You feel me? In the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, and the New Testament. The Maccabees. We supposed to seek out the wisdom of the ancient. That's where all the wisdom is. It's all there. From the Old Testament to the New. It's all right there. And if we forget about the Bible, then we forgot wisdom. Wisdom is done. Shit, all you gotta do is look outside your door. And you wonder why. Why is there so much stuff going on? Why it's so crazy? Because we was told that the Bible is just, you know, if you want to swear a president in, you can touch it, I guess, to look prestigious. You know, your granny, you know, passed away. She left the Bible. You go ahead and read a chapter or two to make yourself look like you godly. But that's the problem. There's too many people looking like they godly and not really godly. You know, how you be godly, a real godly person, is you seek out the wisdom of the ancient. You know, you meditate in these scriptures, in the law. That's how you do it.
Hey, so like it. So they remind me of that precept. They remind me of that precept. I'm gonna paraphrase it a little bit, where it's talking about how it look good on the outside of the cup, but on the inside is dead man's bones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Talking about the Pharisees.
Yeah, talking about the Pharisees. That's exactly what they remind me of, because it look good on the outside, but the inside is dead. You know what I'm saying? Especially the way that Christianity has used the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. All these religions, they look real good with they all white on, crispy white, no stain, no lick. They don't even got a liquor stain on it, no wine or nothing. You feel me? They look real clean, but like you said, on the inside, they is unclean, which is what that was talking about. When they said a dead man's bone, they unclean, like a cemetery. Real talk. That's a fact. And that's all these religions. They are unclean because they don't meditate in the law.
And be occupied in prophecy.
Right. Be occupied in prophecy. That's what we're supposed to do. Be watching out for prophecies. You know, studying the prophecies. You know, that's how you break generational curses and trauma that people keep complaining about. How you gonna break trauma and you fucking living in it every day? You redoing the same stuff that your parents did. How you gonna break the trauma? You ain't even occupied in the prophecies. This was prophesied. All the stuff that we going through, all of the sins, you feel me? All the wickedness that's happening in the black community, it was prophesied in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. You feel me? And if we was occupied in it, we would have been looking out for it. You know, we would have been watching out for it. But the pastors told you, the Old Testament's done away with. Read this scripture about love your enemy, you know, and turn the other cheek. When a white man hits you with a brick, a lot of lock it. We're going all the way to
I got that precept. You want me to read it?
We're going all the way to verse 4. You say what happened?
I got that precept. You want me to read it?
Which one?
The Matthew 23.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Come. This is Matthew 23, verse 27. Woe unto the scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like unto white
hypocrites. That's a fact. That's the thing, because they saying one thing and doing another. You feel me? And that's one thing, being a man of God, being a father. Forget that. We ain't even got to go as far as being a man of God. Just being a father, being a brother, being a son. You feel me? If you a hypocrite, then that means can't nobody trust you. So if you call yourself a man of God, you leading the people, but you a hypocrite, that just ain't gonna work. And that's why Christ was serious about that hypocrite. You feel me? That's why he say woe unto you, which means death and destruction, because he was a hardcore brother. Christ wasn't no joke.
Okay. For ye are like unto white sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of uncleanliness.
Right, that's a fact, man. And that's the thing about it. You feel me? A lot of these people is filled with uncleanliness. You know, they making themselves look like you should follow them. You know, they cleaning themselves up real nice to look the part. And that's why most people never come into the truth. They see us with our beards, you feel me? Braids, boots, fringes swinging. They like, oh, hell no. Hell no. Where them niggas at the widow all white? Or no, matter of fact, what the niggas that wear the purple? I think my wife will let me go in there. She'll let me join them. My wife will let me in there with them niggas. The fuck out of here.
Hey, Con, that's like them preachers in all them nice suits, nice shoes, nice cars. All the sisters in the church, old women in the church with them nice dresses, them big hats. You know what I'm saying? It all looks good on the outside, but on the inside of that church, They finna celebrate Easter and have a ham and pig dinner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Which is all unclean.
Yeah, that's a fact. And they don't even know. They don't even know how serious that is about being clean. You feel me?
Even celebrating the Easter is unclean. So like it.
Yeah, nah, all that stuff is true because you giving yourself up to another spirit. You know, you ain't got the Lord spirit on you if you celebrating Easter and eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster and all that stuff. You ain't got the Lord spirit. You got the spirit of the Romans on you. That's what they wanted us to do. All the way back then, and now we doing it willingly now. When at one point we would die for it. Remember the brothers in the Maccabee? They died. They didn't want to eat pork. Now we doing it willingly.
Another. Yeah.
All their brothers died, and the mother, I think, if I ain't mistaken. They killed her last. Real talk. But she told the son. She said she was gonna tell him to eat it, and then went to him and said, "Don't do nothing." Real talk.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 39, verse 2. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men.
The famous men. You feel me? That's what we're supposed to do. Keep the sayings of the famous men. Well, we do that. That's why I say this UPK to the dirt. That's right. No sweat. You feel me? That we keep the sayings of the renowned men. It ain't no law to say that. It's no law to say no sweat. It's no law to say that's right. It's no law, but it's our culture. You feel me? It's our culture and famous men. You feel me? They start saying this stuff out of just their lingo. It's just their lingo. And now we saying it in 2026. We talking like how they talked in 1969.
And where subtle parables are.
Right, and where subtle parables are. You feel me? Subtle is like deceiving, being slick, like the serpent in the garden. You feel me? A lot of these parables is the Bible is actually filled with parables. You feel me? And that's another reason why people can't understand it, because they don't get it. And most of the part, because you're reading it literally. You know, you're reading it like you're a white boy or a white girl, instead of reading it like in slang as if it's black people talking. You know? And we got to be in these subtle parables. You feel me? We got to get these understandings of these subtle parables. And a parable is just a story being used to teach a lesson. That's all that's going on throughout the Bible. It's stories being told, just like with King David, when Nathan, the prophet Nathan came to him and said, yeah, it's a man, you know, he only had one little sheep and this and that, and they killed it. The king killed his sheep and took his sheep, and all he ever had was that one little sheep. And then King David like, yeah, let's kill that nigga. And then he told him, nigga, you him when you took that man's woman. Real talk. That was the only woman he had, and he loved her. And you didn't took her, nigga. And that's the Bible for you. That's because that's how we talk. That's black. We do that all the time, not even knowing it. We don't even know we doing it. We just start a conversation. Whole time we teaching a lesson, not even trying to. That's just what we do.
Right.
And that's why people can't understand it. That's why people can't get the Bible. Real talk. Slock, you go ahead, Slock.
Come on. And what subtle parables are, he will be there also.
Right.
Verse 3. He will seek out the secrets of the grave sentences.
Right. The grave sentences, that's like hidden meanings. You feel me? Hidden, like a grave is hidden. You don't really know where it's at. You see the tombstone, but you don't really know where it's at. You feel me? And we got to seek out the grave sentences, the hidden messages, so we can understand what's about to happen.
And be conversant in dark parables.
Right, in dark parables. Parables that you just can't understand.
Verse 4. He shall serve among great men.
Right, that's right. Serve among great men. That's what we doing in the UPK. Feel me? We serving among great men. Them pastors, not great men. Yeah? The Muslims, not great men. Feel me? Some of y'all out there, it's black atheists now. Like, come on, man. Like, black people, we is like the most spiritual people ever. You got some goddamn nerve to talk about you an atheist, man. Then as soon as you kick your toe on the side of your bed, you be like, oh my God. What God, nigga? I thought you was atheist.
Right.
You hear me? But yeah, that's another thing. We ain't willing to serve. You know, we've been slaves for so long, we don't want to serve nobody. We've been slaves for so long, we don't want nobody telling us what to do. And that's a goddamn shame, because you always gonna have somebody to tell you what to do. It's never gonna ever end. It could be a doctor, it could be a lawyer, it could be a judge, or it could just be your brother. You feel me? Real talk. You could take your pick.
And appear before princes.
Right.
He will travel through strange countries.
That's what we do. We do that every Saturday, going to camp. Shit, half of these cities, we don't know what the hell we gonna run into. You feel me? Because they strange. We don't know. There's a lot of strange shit going on, a lot of unknown. And we traveling through them because we trying to find the children of Israel and get them this truth.
For he had tried the good and the evil among men.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the good and to the evil. Feel me? And it's on them after that. Nothing we can do after that. We did our job. Real talk. So yeah, all right. So you could drop that, and you can go to Tobit and the Apocrypha 14 and 15.
Come. The book of Tobit, chapter 14, verse 15. But before he died, he heard of the destruction of Nineveh.
Now remember, Jonah, he went and prophesied about the destruction of Nineveh. Nineveh was like the capital of Assyria. This was during the Assyrian captivity. So that being a capital city, just like all the major cities in America, is filled with Israelites. You know, so he went to that city filled with Israelites to tell them to repent, or the Lord was going to destroy this place. And it didn't happen, because Jonah, which is why he didn't want to go, is because he understands the Lord's mercy. You know, he understands how the Lord loves his people and doesn't want to kill his people, but will if he have to. And this was proof that the prophecy came true. You know, proof that the prophecy came true was in the Apocrypha. Why do a lot of black people say that Jonah was not a prophet and his didn't come true? His prophecy didn't come true, and we can't believe this and believe that? Is because Martin Luther of the Protestant church took the Apocrypha out the Bible. So because they took the Apocrypha out the Bible, it's a lot of what we just talked about: hidden messages, dark parables. You feel me? It was a lot of those you don't understand. And the reason why you don't understand is because the white man literally took the whole chapters out of the Bible. That was originally in the 1611 to show and give you comfort. And instead, it made a stumbling block. You feel me? Martin Luther and them taking that out of the Bible made it a stumbling block to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to where now they got people coming to them saying, man, this might not be right because of this and because of that. You feel me? Sly, you go ahead.
No, that what you're saying is heavy, because that's like you take any book. If you read the first part of it and then you just skip to the last part of it without reading that whole middle, you're not going to understand what the hell is going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why there's what they tell us in writing, you got a beginning, a middle, and an end. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You have to have that middle part so you know what the hell went on, so you can verify what happened in the beginning to what is going on at the end.
No, that's a fact.
Yep,
and they did that. They did that during his time, you know, of the Protestant church, and that's what he was famous for. And the reason why he just said it didn't align with the God that he believed. So it was too radical. It just didn't remind him of the just God love everybody type of vibe that they wanted. You could look that up. He said that. That's literally why he did it. It didn't align with the God that he believed. So he didn't change himself into God basically by taking them scriptures out.
Didn't that happen during like the Council of Nicaea, wasn't it?
Nah. That you talking about the church fathers? Nah, this happened during the Renaissance. This happened during around the time of the Renaissance. Whenever Martin Luther was alive, it was around his time. Not Martin Luther King, but the white one. The one him and his daddy named themselves after. Yeah, whenever that was. I think the Council of Nicaea might have been a little before that, if I ain't mistaken.
Before, okay.
Yeah, it might have been a little before, if I ain't mistaken. I'm not a scholar in that, but I'm just thinking about timelines, and I think the Council of Nicaea was a little before Martin Luther time, because his time was during the time of the Renaissance. I remember it was around like the 1500s or something, because the 1611, and then he took that out of there because it's in the 1611, the Book of Tobit.
Which was taken by Nebuchadnezzar and Assyrians, and before his death, he rejoiced over them.
Mm-hmm. Before his death, he rejoiced over Nineveh. But the point is this happened, you know. Before Tobias died, he seen the destruction of Nineveh, you know, and it was taken by Nebuchadnezzar. That's when the Babylonians took over. When it was their turn to have us as slaves, because we just been in slavery, just back to back. Real talk. Which is more proof that black people, Hispanics, is the chosen people of God, because we the only ones associated with slavery in these fucking kingdoms that's been ruling. Real talk. So you could drop that. Yeah, go ahead.
So like it's 1534. He said that he deemed the Apocrypha useful and good to read, but not equal to Holy Scripture.
Right, not what he believed. Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not to what he believed. What he believed, and that's just Christian, not my Jesus. Not my Jesus.
Because I've actually heard other preachers say stuff similar to that, like it's good to read, but it's not of the Bible. Or what that one it was one preacher said something like that he admitted that the Apocrypha was in the Bible, but it wasn't of the Bible, whatever the hell that means.
Damn. That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever the hell that means. It's in the Bible, but it's not of the Bible, whatever the hell that means.
You know what books that they know is not in the Bible though? The Book of Enoch.
Yeah, the Book of Enoch.
They know their shit ain't in the Bible. That's the funny part. They won't even play about those. But the part, it's good to read, but it wasn't in the Book of Enoch. They don't even talk about that. That's them blackly black motherfuckers.
What you say? Not my Jesus.
Right. They into fallen angels and shit. Them motherfuckers that love that Enoch.
Yeah, the Nephilim.
They talking about Abel was in a cave waiting to kill Cain. Wow. I'm like, nigga, I say, all right, whatever, man.
In the cave.
Man, y'all got it, man.
What cave they was in?
Hey, but if you could
That's
go
a real thing. People say that?
Yeah, they said it's in Enoch or some shit. I have never read Book Enoch, but that's what black people say.
That's crazy. Is that where Lilith and all that come from too?
Yeah, they say it was real giants that walked. I'm like, nah, come on, stop. Y'all doing anything.
Hey, what's crazy is them black ass niggas will believe Lilith and all that crazy shit, but won't believe that Christ is a black man.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Like I don't even know where Lilith come from. I don't even know where that even come from.
I typed that name into my Bible app before. It's 0 researchers. 0 results. I'm like, yep, well, that's not true. On to the next. Real tough. That's crazy. Hey, but if you could go to Jonah 2 and 5 and 6.
Come on.
What they want to do?
The book of Jonah, chapter 2, verse 5. The waters compass me about, even to the soul.
Right. So now Jonah, of course, we were just talking about him. That's crazy. I did not put it together like that, but that's crazy. Jonah was in the belly of a big fish. That's what we can say. We don't want to say whale because people be all in their feelings touchy. But it was a big fish. Who knows what the fish is? They still got fishes they ain't discovered yet in the bottom of the ocean. But he was going down into the fish when he jumped off the boat or fell off the boat. One of them happened.
The depth closed me round
I
about.
think he was thrown off the boat.
Right, thrown off the boat. Yeah, they threw him off the boat because he was it was
storm.
It was a storm, it was rocky and all that shit, yeah.
And the depth closed me round about. The weeds were wrapped about my head.
Right. So now he in the water.
Verse 6. I went down to the bottoms of the mountains.
Right. Now he said I went down to the bottoms of the mountains. Remember that. Feel me? Because now this during the time of Jonah. Ask Yappin, if you could do just like a quick Google search AI to see what year was it during the time of Jonah. What year would they say it is? Just a just give us like a a circumference. We don't need the exact year, but just give what they think it is. You feel me? When this happened. Because Jonah said that he went down to the bottoms of the mountains. Now he's in the water. No, he's in the sea, ocean, whatever, Depends on like the area, whatever you want to call it, but he's in the water. And he said he went down to the bottoms of the mountains. You go ahead, finish reading that.
Come. The earth with her bars was about me forever. Yet hast thou brought up my life from corruption, O Lord my God.
Right. Did you find it yet?
Come. It's approximately 746 to 786 BC. His visit to Nineveh in general dated by scholars around 750 to 700. It say 760 to 750 BC.
Okay, bet. So it say let's just say 750 BC. Jonah said he went down to the bottoms of the mountains. 750 BC.
So BC count from down instead of up?
That's because it's going towards 0 to 1, then on up to where we at now.
Got you. Okay.
So hold on, wait. Let me see. How do I do that? I'll be forgetting sometimes. No, that ain't it.
It go further to say a time of relative weakness for the Assyrian Empire, which fits biblical account of his ministry.
We don't even need all that.
Okay.
I just needed the time. It says 750 BC is when he went to the bottoms of the mountains. Now, how could he know this? They say the Bible not real, right?
Right.
It's man-made. Let's just play devil's advocate. Let's just say the Bible was written 1600s. You feel me? 1611 or whatever. You feel me? Whatever you want to call it. How the hell could they know that? How could they know that it was mountains at the bottom of the sea when it says in 1952, American geologist and oceanographer, cartographer Maury Tharp first identified the existence of a massive underwater mountain range and a central rift valley in the Atlantic Ocean. Working at the Lamont Geographical Observatory, thought process echo sounding sonar data collected by her research partner Bruce Heason. Because women were then banned from research ships, she spent years in the office manually plotting thousands of depth sonar soundings. The findings, her mapping revealed that the sea floor was not a flat surface, featureless plain as previously believed, but contained a continuous 10,000 mile long mountain range. With sonar technology, they found out in 1952 that there's mountains on the bottom of the ocean. But the book of Jonah said it in 750 BC. How could Jonah know this? Feel me? If they just found this out. Feel me? They wouldn't have been able to put this in the Bible if they just found out in 1952.
Right.
Unless Jonah is a man of God. Unless the Bible was orchestrated by God to be written. Feel me? There's no way man could have wrote that if they didn't find out till 1952. There's no way. It's not possible.
Right. Facts.
Wait, what? just need to bust it. So lucky y'all, my bad. I'll start getting some messages about some business. My bad. But yeah, there you go right there.
Right.
So that now, of course, people gonna be like, nah, that ain't enough. You know, maybe it was just a good guess. All right, that's cool. They said that nobody believed this. They said that they believed the ocean floor was completely flat up until 1952 until they found out it was mountains down there.
Right.
Real talk. So we can keep going.
It's like it, so they still say the Earth is flat.
That's I wanted to get into that, but then I'm like, nah. I say I'm gonna leave that for officers. I'm gonna leave that for officers of 50. I think I didn't surpass that. So look, all right. So look, now let's go back to the Apocrypha. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 32:10.
Come.
Now, General Muhammad brought this out. He actually made me really want to do this class because I knew it was way more scriptures, but he brought this out last class he did last week. But we're gonna read it, then we're gonna go into the scientific part about it.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 32, verse 10. Before the thunder go with lightning.
Right, remember that, before the thunder go of lightning. Now, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus. This was written way before Benjamin Franklin. You know, this was way before Benjamin Franklin. But even they said the thunder go of lightning before the thunder go of lightning. Because when the lightning strikes, that's where the noise comes from. Do you know that the white man is so smart did not know that? They did not know that. This was not on no written records nowhere. Right. Other than Ecclesiasticus 32:10, it was nowhere written that before the thunder go of lightning. They had no clue which one came first, second, third. They didn't know.
Is that because light travels faster than sound?
It could be. It could be because the light is so quick. Sometimes you don't see it. I don't know. But they say before the thunder go up, the lightning strike is what made the thunder. Go ahead.
Come. And before a shamefaced man shall go favor.
Right. And before a shamefaced man, that's how he gets approval. From being shamefaced, from being humble. You know, that's the metaphor. You know, before you can get favor, you got to be humble. You know, before the thunder, you got to see the lightning. The lightning come up before the thunder. You know, and the shamefaced, a humble man come up before favor. Before you can get favor, that's what comes. So I hold on, wait. Drop that. I'll be forgetting how to work the pictures. I'll be so used to the video. All right, so this is Benjamin Franklin. Right, so it's a Benjamin Franklin is credited with discovering that lightning is a form of electricity in 1752. A breakthrough that explained the source of thunder. 1752. This book of Ecclesiasticus was written way before 1752. It was in circulation way before 1752. Way before it. But they didn't find out that the source of thunder was lightning. I mean, hold on, wait, let me read. A breakthrough to explain the source of thunder. So they didn't find out that basically the thunder comes after the lightning until 1752. That's when they found that out. And this is all going back to the fact that they say the Bible is man-made. But the Bible came before science. Why are they just not catching up then? This man made. Why they didn't been know this? I mean, I'm just keeping it real. This is simple. Right. A child can understand this, you know. But the thing they did, but the spirit they did the way they got us thinking about the Bible, that we would look at this and not even pay no attention to it. Because the way we look at it, God love everybody. Jesus gonna come back and hug you and kiss you in the mouth. All this weird gay ass shit from the Romans and the Greeks. You feel me? They got us looking at the Bible like it's a fucking joke when it's damn universal practical knowledge.
Right.
You feel me? It's right there saying that the lightning go up then the thunder. You feel me? It's the lightning then the thunder. Before the thunder go of lightning. And they talking about, well, we ain't find this out to 1752. Nigga, we been knew about it. Y'all just took our identity. We could have told y'all this shit. If y'all didn't take our identity, we could have told y'all this shit. Like real talk. You got something?
Okay. It's like it, sir. So the Apocrypha will put back what? Hold on, Slacker, where we at? Ecclesiasticus. That's the Apocrypha, right? God. So the Apocrypha was put back into the Bible in 1611 by a black man named King James, right?
You can't even say that. He just translated. You can't say he put it back.
Oh, so like
it was always there.
So like it.
But yeah, you could if you want to use that as a base. Yeah.
I'm just going by what we've been taught.
Yeah, if you want to use that as a base, like let's say they wrote it in 1611.
1611, right. So you telling me, so in 1752, that means Benjamin Franklin, who also had a copy of the 1611 Bible, probably read that, and he just stole another black man's invention.
Yeah, it could have been.
So he read that in Ecclesiasticus, then went outside to try to figure that out. And took credit for another black man's invention.
Could have been. You know, they like to steal stuff.
They steal everything. So
they definitely like to steal stuff. Real talk. Yeah, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, though, he discovered that the thunder. You feel me? I mean, hold on, wait. He's credited with discovering that lightning is a form of electricity, a breakthrough to explain the source of the thunder. That's the source of the thunder. I just want to make sure I'm wording it correctly. The source of the thunder. So the lightning cometh, then the thunder. You feel me? That's the source of the thunder is the lightning. You feel me? So the lightning is before the thunder. Real talk. I say, yeah, you could drop that one. Hey, if I could go to Ecclesiastes 1 and 7. In the Old Testament.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 7. All the rivers run into the sea.
Right, all the rivers run into the sea.
Yet the sea is not full.
Right, because obviously the Lord knows what he's doing. You know, if all the rivers running into the sea, but the sea is not overfilling, you know, then that's because the Lord knows what he's doing. He knows why he got it set up like this.
Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again.
Right, that's something called a hydraulical cycle. That's the term that they call it. A hydraulical cycle, something that we've been knew about during the time of Solomon. We've been knew about a hydraulical cycle. Go ahead, we're going all over to verse 9.
Verse 8. All things are full of labor.
Mm-hmm.
Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing.
Right, basically saying like after a while, life starts to get repetitive. You know, a man that's full of labor. You know, after a while, stuff start getting repetitive. You know, and that's why most people end up start getting up into all type of goofy shit. You know, because they need some type of excitement in their life and stuff like that. But that's basically what it's saying. Like life gets repetitive after a while.
Verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be.
Right, and that's how it's always gonna be. You know, it's always gonna be like that too. Just like a sea and a river that fills up, that it fills up into the sea, go back into the river, fills into the sea, back into the river. That's life. When you working, you a laboring man, that's life. It gets repetitive, just like a sea and a river circulating the water.
And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun.
Right, and that's talking about people. It's talking about man. There's no new thing under the sun. The way life is, how life goes, is nothing new. Bitches gonna be hoes, niggas gonna be snakes, the children gonna be bad, some of them gonna be good. You're gonna be some good women, some bad women. It's just repetitive. This is how life go. You feel me? The whole point is serving the Lord, fear God, keeping the commandments. That's the whole duty of man. But as far as life, it's like a sea and a river, just going in and going out. It's repetitive. You feel me? And now we got to go into this. Because this was something that was said back in Ecclesiastes. That's back during the time of Solomon. God knows how long ago that was. That was a long time ago. But they used a metaphor, a great metaphor of how life is repetitive. It's just like a sea and a river, It runs back into the sea, but it's not full, and it just keeps circling. And it's called a hydraulical cycle. The hydraulical cycle, this was 1960s, 1850. The hydraulical cycle, the continuous movement of water on, above, and below Earth's surface, was scientifically confirmed in the 17th century by Pierre Perrault and Edmund Marriott, who proved rain was sufficient to sustain rivers. So the hydraulical cycle, which is basically the sea going into the river, going back into the sea, into the river, is never going to overflow. That's just how it goes. They talked about that in Ecclesiastes 1:7. They figured this out in 1580. In 1580, they discovered this. The same way they discovered America. I need a drink for that one. Since they want to put Christopher Columbus in D.C.
I seen that too, so I started laughing when I seen that shit.
At this point, they just claiming to discover shit that was already known.
Man.
You feel me? And they figured this out, like I said, in 1580, they discovered this, which is the hydraulical cycle, which is what we read about in Ecclesiastes 1:7. All rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full until the place from whence the rivers come to the return again. That's the hydraulical cycle. That's what they call it. And they figured this out in 1580, and this was talked about during the time of Solomon, which was God knows how many years ago. You feel me? And how would they know this? How would they know to write this in there? You feel me? Unless this wasn't written by man. This was written it was authorized by the Most High. This was not something that they written down in the 1600s. You feel me? The white man is not that clever. It's no way that mankind right now knows about stuff that happened back. Well, no, I ain't gonna say no. They just now discovering it. It would make sense if they already knew, but they just now discovering. The white man is just now discovering the stuff that was already written. You feel me? And then hold on, wait. Then it say ancient theories. As early as the 10th century, notably the Greek philosophers like Aristotle was a faggot. Observers knew of evaporation and condensation. However, many believe rainfall was insufficient to account for river flow, instead imagining a reverse cycle where water from under the sea flowed through underground channels. So they thought the water flew through underground channels, for the river to flow properly, when that wasn't true. But of course, back then they didn't have the technology. They didn't have the technology to prove it anyway. That was just their theory from the Greeks. But like I said, in 1580, they discovered the hydraulical cycle, which was talked about in Ecclesiastes 1 and 7, which was way before 1580.
Hey, it's like it, sir.
Yeah,
My
go ahead.
question would be the underground channels, where them channels go to?
Man, come on, stop it.
Have you heard the one where they said you got to go underwater to go to Mars? Have you heard that one yet?
I heard the one where they say you got to go to outer space. If you keep going deep in the water, you go to outer space.
You go out of space and you can get to Mars going through the water.
That's crazy.
Egypt going through the Grand Canyon.
So you can get to Egypt going through the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, that's the wisdom that we believe in. That's the wisdom we believe in instead of believing that the Bible is all wisdom. Instead of believing that the Bible is all the wisdom we need, we want to believe in what these white people say. And the white people are the ones convince you that the Bible ain't real too. I want people to know that. I just hope it ain't black people that think that a black man made that up. No, white people made that shit up. The same way they made up fucking Islam. Same way they taught you that black people is the original Arabs. Fuck out of here. They told your dumb ass that. Now y'all walking around with kufis on.
Oh like, man.
Hell no.
That's crazy.
So yeah, if I could, let's go to Job 26 and 7.
Come on, God. The book of Job, chapter 26, verse 7. He stretcheth out the north over the empty place and hangeth the earth upon nothing.
Right. Now, this during the book of Job. Now, who knows how long ago this was? We don't even know. We don't know if this was before the flood or if this was before Israel was a nation. But regardless, this was a long ass time ago. You feel me? And he said the earth hang up on nothing. He said you stretch the north over the empty place. That's talking about outer space. And the earth hang up on nothing. And then if you read this chapter, of course, Job is just explaining how the Lord can do a lot of unexplainable things. Like how he say he had the water in the clouds and close it up and stuff like that. Because they didn't understand science the way they do now. The way they do now with all the technology, they didn't understand stuff back then. But Job did know that the earth is hanging on nothing. The earth is just in outer space, just hanging. You feel me? It ain't falling. It ain't going nowhere. It's just there. You feel me? Yeah, go ahead.
So, like, I just got a question on something you just said. So, is that why, like, all they space suits basically look like underwater suits?
Yeah, they figured that out. I don't know when they. I don't think that got nothing to do with the Bible. I ain't gonna lie about that one. I think they figured that out just something with they did some type of test, and they figured that being out in the outer space is just like being in the water. But then hold on, wait, I might be wrong because they do call the outer space was the waters during the creation. During the creation in Genesis, it called it the waters, the outer space.
They separate the waters from above from the waters below.
Yeah. So it could be. They could have got that from the Bible. They could have most definitely got that from the Bible of how they knew to go out of space in them damn same suits they used to go in the water. Yeah, that's a fact.
And you see with every movie where they training to go into space, they go underwater. They do their training underwater.
And then, but look, see that we should have pulled that one. Because that's a fact.
Now you just said you said something a while ago that made me think of that.
How did they know that? That's a fact.
Right.
How did they know that? We should have pulled that and it had an article to go with it. Real talk. To see when they discovered that. And of course, I bet you they discovered it way before the Bible. I mean, way after the Bible was written. You feel me? I'm pretty sure they discovered that they can go out of space with a water suit. You know, even though the Bible calls the space in the water is water. Real talk. But yeah, though. So it say Job said the earth hang up on nothing. Which means it's just sitting there. Just sitting there in outer space. How did Job know that? Because the white man didn't write that. This is way before Job.
Salakia, sir. I just did a simple Google search, and it says it was discovered that water existed in large quantities in outer space, particularly from the early 2000s onward.
Mm.
I don't know if that's exactly true because they went to the moon in what, like the 60s, wasn't it?
1969.
They went in the 60s, so they had to know that at least in the 60s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
just did a simple Google search. I didn't.
No, but like we were saying though, the Bible called the space water. So I mean, they could have most definitely. I just didn't do my research on that specific topic, but because I that one didn't cross my mind, but that's a good one to look into. So look, so this one say I think this was in 1687. Sir Isaac Newton. It said according to Newton's law, the Earth isn't technically hanging, but is actually in a state of constant perpetual free fall towards the sun. It stays in its place in space due to a perfect balance between two factors: the sun's gravity. This massive force is constantly pulling the earth inward, trying to drag it directly into the sun. So in 1687, Sir Isaac Newton, he coined, because for a long time they thought the earth was hanging. And he said it's not hanging, it's the sun's gravity. You feel me? The sun's gravity is why it looks like it's hanging. And in the book of Job, it said that the earth hangeth on nothing. So the book of Job was talking about gravity. You feel me? It's not, you can't see it, but it's there. Because when he said it's hanging, he's not saying that it's like a rope. You feel me? He's talking about gravity, how it's just hanging on nothing. You feel me? That's the reason why it's not falling into outer space. And it's because of the sun's gravity. You feel me? And they figured that out in 1687, that the sun's gravity is why the earth is just hanging there like that. It's just sitting there like that. It's hold on, wait. It say because the earth is moving so fast sideways as it falls towards the sun, it constantly misses it. The sun's gravity acts like an invisible tether. It says like an invisible tether, and Job say it's hanging on nothing. You feel me? You gotta understand Israelite talk. See, this is all formal talk right here from Sir Isaac Newton. Now, I don't know why they call him Sir Isaac. Well, I don't know what that got to do with nothing. But this is all more scientific talk. Job was just saying, look, it's hanging on nothing, was basically talking about gravity. You know? But they didn't figure this out until 1687. 1687, they figured this out. Job then talked about it. You know, Job didn't have satellites and all these damn, tools they got. But because he was a man of the Lord, he knew the earth hanging on nothing, which is talking about gravity, the sun's gravity. Oh yeah, we had dropped that one. Now, go ahead.
I think verse 8 even bring that point home a little bit more to what you just said at the end right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's what it the whole chapter is. He's talking about the stuff that the Lord doing is unexplainable. Just doing stuff that's unexplainable. And what that's talking about in verse 8, you can read it if you want, but that's talking about how the rain, you feel me, is in the clouds. It's just in there until it's time, to come out. Which is, of course, we know now about precipitation and evaporation, all that stuff.
Right.
All right, so yeah, we can go to Leviticus 17 and 10.
Okay. The book of Leviticus, chapter 17, verse 10. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people.
Right. So it's a law that we can't eat bloody meat, like Esau. Esau, the so-called white man, eats bloody meat. He eat his steak rare. Flip it over once, flip it over again, and it's done. Bon appetit. And Moses say, we ain't doing that. You feel me? We ain't doing that. You eat any amount of blood. You feel me? You cut off from other people.
So like I said, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
You ever seen the videos of white folks eating raw ground beef?
Yeah, they do it. Yep, they do it with the burgers too. Mm-hmm.
I think we did a video on Crowd Spare Not, didn't we? Salakia.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Crowd Spare Not, Salakia.
I didn't even know that burgers came like that. Like, I didn't know you could order a burger rare, medium rare. I thought it was always done.
So like, you remember that one video we did where they was eating it raw, like the hamburger meat raw, not cooked at all?
Yeah.
That's super trifling. That's
real talk.
But yeah, with them steaks, they put 3 seconds on one side, 3 seconds on the other side, take it off and eat it. Like what?
Man, that's insane. Yeah, you go ahead to the next scripture.
Come, verse 11. For the life of the flesh is in the blood.
Right. Life of the flesh is in the blood. Now, this is during the time of Moses. Who knows how long this was? Moses said the life of the flesh is in the blood.
And I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your soul.
Right.
For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul.
Yeah, yep. That's a fact. But the point of this, why we bring it out is for the life of the flesh is in the blood. Moses knew about that back then. We just came out of Egypt. I mean, damn, that's around the time of Ramesses II. Who knows how long ago that was? And he knew that the life was in the blood.
Egypt.
Right, that's what I said. Who knows how long ago that was during the time of Ramesses II? But Moses knew that the life was in the blood. So this was written before the white man knew about it.
Hey, Salakia, sir. So they're saying you are what you eat. Is that why these devils are such goddamn animals? Is because they eat that raw blood in their meat?
Yeah, I don't know where that saying came from, but yeah, that motherfucker fit them for sure. Real talk. So look, it say William Harvey is credited with discovering that blood circulates through the body and is essential to maintaining life. A breakthrough he established around 1616 to 1620. Later in the 1670s, Anton van Leeuwenhoek became the first to observe living red blood cells and microorganisms within the blood using a microscope. In the 1670s is when they discovered it. That's why I say they just catching up to the Bible. They found out life was in the blood in the 1600s. Moses talked about it during the time of Ramesses II. Feel me? Like real talk. Some ain't adding up. Some ain't adding up at all. Because they just now finding out something that the Bible already knew about.
Right.
So how could they have wrote the Bible? You feel me? When the Bible been had this written before they ever even knew. It was already written before they knew. Before the white man even knew life was in the blood, it was already written. It was already there. So the Bible can't be man-made. The only thing you can say is maybe, that man copied the Bible instead of the Bible copying man. Maybe that's the way you should look at it. You should, instead of looking at it as the man wrote the Bible, maybe he just copied it. You know, maybe he seen stuff in it and went and did research,
right,
to discover stuff, because this is where the wisdom is at. You know, maybe he took the Bible and went and discovered stuff. You know, instead of thinking he wrote it, maybe he used it to not make himself prop up like he's a genius.
right.
When this is our wisdom, you know, it's our wisdom, it's our culture, you know, our Constitution had all this wisdom in it. And now the white man running around like he's some goddamn genius when he's a fucking idiot.
Right.
You know, plagiarized his whole goddamn life. Real talk. So last scripture, let's go to Romans 1:21 through 23.
The book of Romans chapter 1. It's like I said, 21?
1:21 through 23.
Come. The book of Romans chapter 1, verse 21. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You feel me? They knew God, they seen the Bible, they knew these was the holy records. You know? And instead of glorifying God and his people, no, they glorified him not.
Neither were thankful.
They weren't thankful for the wisdom that was left to the Israelites. Wasn't even left for them. They got it because they put us in slavery. They oppressed us. That's how they was able to get our records. But they still weren't thankful.
But became vain in their imaginations.
Right. They scientists. They the ones coming up with all these inventions. Nigga, the Bible been talked about. All this stuff y'all bragging about learning, the Bible been already said it was true before you did.
And their foolish heart was darkened.
Right. And they're definitely darkened. You know, the wicked in the earth right now is full of nothing but darkness. And that's why they keep doing foolish things and making foolish decisions. Feel me? It's leading they people more and more down a path of destruction.
Verse 22. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools.
Right, because that's how the Lord do it. These people out here can professing themselves to be wise when the Bible is what's cutting them. That's why they want to do away with the Bible. You hear me? And what we read earlier, no book can find her mate. But they want to do away with the Bible because it's turning them into fools. We making people look like fools every day with scriptures that they just threw away with. They done away with scriptures and we using them to make them look stupid. Because that's where the wisdom is at.
Verse 23. And changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man.
Right. Come on, man. So to say the Bible is man-made is blasphemy. I'm just keeping it real with you. With all the wisdom and understanding and healing and stuff that can be taught with these scriptures, to say a white man made it, nigga, that's blasphemy, nigga. That's evil as hell to say that. And this is the glory of the uncorruptible God. Right? They are now making him to be corruptible, painting him to be a white man. Feel me? Painting his favorite son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, to be a white man too. You know, they making it corruptible.
And to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things.
Right. Yeah, and that's what the so-called white man did. That's what the wicked did. You know, turned the uncorruptible God into corruptible. You feel me? Trying to mess up his reputation. And that's why the Lord hates Esau. And that's why he's going to destroy Esau. Because this is all Esau. His hands is all in this bullshit. Real talk. Let's end tonight's class. You feel me? Tune in every Monday, Tuesday. Tune in Wednesday for the podcast. Passover, April 4th. Be there. Be square. You feel me? Hey, somebody got the security announcements?
Come on, sir.
Yeah, you read them real quick, Salak.
Come on, sir. ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. Another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10. A tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, the Lord's 57th annual Passover, April 4th, Houston, Texas. With that, men of Israel, Imagine, which means to stand. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Bashem.